Hi, everybody. It's Robin, and right off the bat, just forgive me for any ifs, so's, and buts, and all that stuff that I say in between every other word. But there I go. Sometimes it's easier just to talk while I watch the video happening instead of having to turn off the recorder every time. But man, I got a story to tell. So, right before it was like March, okay, it was last March 2020, and I started getting into Instagram for my own personal, work and Scottwood research. And Alex told me about this one Instagram account. It was called Wee Witch House. And then from Wee Witch House, I found 10 teeny weeny houses. And these two ladies who have been doing doll housing for 10, 20 years plus just changed my life in a way. It was just this amazing thing. We became good friends, and the work that they do in maintaining their doll houses is impeccable. Some of these women that I have met, one in particular, her name is Rococo, and it's Rococo. She owns a flower shop in somewhere in London, I think. But she does a lot of her own work on her dollhouse, and there's a lot of people that make their own stuff, and that's great and cool, and there's a lot of people that buy stuff, and that's cool. I had to buy a few pieces myself, but for me, being on a budget, I just couldn't see how I could make a dollhouse as amazing as Gayle's or Vanessa's, because they're the real deal. I'm just small potatoes here. I just want to have some fun. But I immediately was addicted right off the bat. Like, we started talking and they started telling me, oh, you should do a doll house. You should, get a doll. And I started looking at dolls online, and they were just like way too expensive. And that's when I found Mr. Muertes, of whom has been sitting in that damn casket for like 10 years. So I pulled him out, and it all started from there. And from much encouragement from these ladies and a deadline of Halloween for their Instagram, dollhouse Halloween party, I really needed to get this done. And I had a box to put it in, which you do need, have something to put these panels in, do the panels outside of the box. That was the one important thing that I remember Gayle telling me. Make sure you do the panels and then put them in the box. And it was like, made perfect sense. So here I am working on these panels, and I'm also researching online this whole time, looking at things like flooring, and it was just so much stuff, but just too expensive for me, because again, I'm on a budget. So I'm doing this on the budget. And what do I know? I know how to sculpt, and I know how to create stuff out of cardboard, which is the perfect material for what I'm doing here. And it just ended up being this crazy month of October, and I did nothing but literally work on this dollhouse and get ready for the big Halloween opening. That was my deadline, and it was nice to have a deadline. So there I go again. I don't know how many times I say that word, but I really got to stop. When I work on this, I have noticed that almost each piece needs to be just slightly trimmed or cut here and there as you go, or things will get much larger than you think. So you want to maintain like a thick line in between. I would recommend, if you do anything like this, even if it's just like a, you know, three-dimensional wall piece, that you use a thick black Sharpie and, you know, cut around, cut off all the black area, and you should be okay. But I still have to cut a little bit out each time. And my whole aesthetic here in the end. But we have most of our finished panels here, and now I wanted to show you this view because this is the second room. The second room really only has enough to put a chair and a table. And this time I was really careful about how I cut it out because of how crazy the last panel was. So that's finished. And now what I want to do is make some things that are standing out. I don't want everything flat, so I want to go ahead and make some shelves. That's what I'm making, shelves. I'm trying to find the words. And when I make these, make sure that you put in a centerpiece or they will smash together unless you put a back piece on. I just put a little centerpiece in these, and maybe I put a back piece on later. I think I may have, who knows. So there it is again. Sorry guys. Here is the top of the chimney. And as you can see, I'm using, what is that? Macaroni and cheese box and a box of chewy bars or something. I just love working with this cardboard because I can easily, you know, double up the pattern and roll the sides on. It's easy to figure out once you've seen it done a couple times. I do end up changing this whole thing later on because I needed it to be at an angle. So, but this is cool to see how I would finish it off this way as like a box, but it didn't end up looking like that at all. Anyway, everything else is finished. I didn't want to have to show you me cutting and pasting every panel, or it would have taken like all night. An all-night viewing. Look, there's my cheese club. This is for a panel that goes and holds the window that will be on the opposite side of the fireplace. And I'm just trimming here and there and coating everything with copious amounts of Mod Podge. And I'm pretty much done with this. Just got to finish all of the gluing over before I do the painting. And there we have it. All of our panels ready to be painted. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you stay tuned for part 2. Have a great day. See you next time.